Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a special reading for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Cancer, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link and my official Instagram, both listed in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Cancer, I hope that you are doing well, my fellow Cancer brothers and sisters and everyone. This is a special reading because I just felt like I know that I'm feeling a sense of being lost and really calling out to spirit, trying to find some answers on the state of the world, my purpose, what I'm here to do. And I wanted to make this series of readings, and I'm calling them Messages for the Lost. So I'm going to be using two decks for your reading today. The first one is going to be the overall energy from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, and the tarot will be the Light Seers Tarot. Both decks have been pre-shuffled. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. And just, okay. Could not have chosen something more appropriate and more beautiful. Number 52, which reduces to a 7, referencing the Chariot card and the major arcana of the tarot. That's Cancer energy. Cancer, you showed up in your own reading. How beautiful. There are no accidents when I pull tarot and oracle, and the card is mending. You can see here it's so beautiful. This card, these kind of fairy characters are sitting on spools of thread. Isn't that so interesting too? Because if you're feeling, especially with Cancers, right, we are so empathetic, intuitive, compassionate, constantly connected to other souls in an emotional, spiritual way. Can sometimes feel like a burden, to be honest. And there's this overwhelming sense now that, okay, and I'm hearing that song, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. And so Cancer could be really feeling that right now. If you hear this kind of light, it's like a sprinkling or tapping sound, it is starting to sleet where I live right now. So that's the sleet falling outside the window. It's kind of a strange energy in the day. It's kind of this in between. It's not snow, it's not rain, it's something in between. It doesn't know what it wants to be. Spirit's giving me that message. Like, what am I supposed to do as a Cancer in the world? Am I supposed to be mending? Am I supposed to be going out there and just volunteering my time or giving of myself? I see this card and I don't see it necessarily as all outwardly projected. The mending also has to do with the mending of ourselves and our own trials, our own psyche, our own emotions. It's funny because there are a couple of pieces of clothing where I have, like, the button is loose on a jacket or the hook is loose on a skirt or whatever it is, and I've just been putting off. It would take me 5 minutes, but I've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. It's one of those kind of mundane tasks that if you're in constant fight or flight mode, you get exhausted. You're so exhausted that you can't bear to do small things like that. But it's the small things like that that make a difference to your day down the line when something feels loose or you lose that button forever. Thank you, Spirit. That's crazy because there are no cars out because of the snow. So the fact that there's a car honking is strange. It's Spirit's way of acknowledging it, right? Like all those little things you may have been putting off that add up to bigger results for your self-care should not be ignored anymore. I'm going to pull 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier. The first set of cards, what am I struggling with? The second set of cards, what can I do for myself? The third set of cards, what can I do for the world? This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. For Cancer, messages for the lost. Wow. I just want to, before I flip over any cards, here comes the Devil, see? And yeah, okay. Let me not get ahead of myself. I am not taking any reversals. I've been saying that for the past few series of readings. Spirit has asked me not to read reversals. And I have been since the very beginning of my tarot journey, but Spirit does not want me to read any reversals, which is perfectly fine. Okay, 2 more cards. What am I struggling with? What can I do for myself? What can I do for the world? Messages. Oh, that's beautiful. Messages for the lost. Cancer. Okay, what am I struggling with? Number 15, Major Arcana, Capricorn energy, the Devil. This does not surprise me at all, nor is it something to be scared of. When I was just on my spiritual path, spiritual awakening path, which we're constantly doing, but when I was going through the bulk of it, the Devil would come out so much in my own readings for myself that I could almost feel where he was in the deck. I could feel this energy. And some might say, well, were you attracting it? Were you expecting it? It's one of those things, right? Are we manifesting energy like this? So, you know, I'm doing these messages for people who are just feeling at their wits' end with what is going on in the world, in their world, the little, you know, neck of the woods where you hail from, whatever it is. It's this temptation. And for you, Cancer, it's the temptation into fear itself. I'm not reading this as like addiction energy or codependency. I mean, things like that almost seem trivial. They're not trivial, but Spirit's wanting me to say it's like, to you, it almost seems like, oh, these things are a walk in the park that I can deal with later. The thing that is preoccupying my thoughts now is just this overwhelming sense of fear of the unknown, fear of influence. The influence of fear begets more fear. I'm finding that to be true lately. And it's difficult, right? Because there's a part of me that wants to stop it. So I see you as just being like, as a Cancer, just completely overwhelmed, right? Because if it's not your fear, then it's the fear of others. And here's Cancer just like, I need it to stop. Because as an empath, which I dare say most Cancers are, it's like you can't turn it off. Or you were able to turn it off before, but the energy of the world is pretty overwhelming. And so it seems like it's coming from all sides. And I do want to point out, you know, with this mending card, with the thread, yes, these are the kind of strings of the puppet, the Devil energy keeping us as his puppet, but I also see them as threads, these fine threads, and perhaps Spirit is suggesting that there should be some cord cutting activations soon, some meditations, cutting off sources of fear. which is not to say that you should keep yourself ignorant. By no means. We should inform ourselves. We should educate ourselves at the same time. Do we need to inundate ourselves with avenues of fear or worry that lead straight to us? I dare say we can cut some of those avenues, or at least limit them in some way, i.e. the news, conversations with people that might be triggering or fear-inducing. I just recently had a conversation with a loved one who wanted to debate something with me. I'm not in the mood for debating. The hearts of the world are bleeding right now. What are we debating, right? This is my personal view, right? I don't want to engage in debate. I want to make sure that my influence on the world is a positive one. Not an ignorant one, but a positive one. And I dare say that that's something that you're reconciling right now, because there's one part of you that just wants to shut it all off. There's another part of you that says, like, I can't turn it off. How would I be helping to mend the world if I just turn it off? So there's this kind of push and pull. It's clarified, the devil is clarified by the King of Wands, right? I want to do something. I want to act. I want to move. I want to bear the torch bearer, the light bearer, the light worker. I want to bring light to this situation. I don't want to set it ablaze. Maybe you do. But I want to bring warmth and light and clarity through action. The King of Wands is somebody who is very motivated, right? He has this lion in the background. It's almost like I see the lion as his backup crew. So there's a sense of you of, you know, if we're asking what's Cancer struggling with, it's how do I act? What is useful? I'm not sure what is even useful. Spirit's, you know, kind of saying, like, you don't think that your expression of love is useful? Every day that you show compassion to one other human being, is that not in some way useful? That in and of itself can be difficult if the other human being is somebody that is hard to deal with. Okay, I hear somebody's voice just say, you know, not all people are worthy of compassion. Well, whether that's true or not true, I mean, I think we're all worthy of compassion. It's just that some people make it an unfair playing field. I would love to show compassion to all people and all creatures, but it's not a fair playing field. So sometimes that compassion can be thrown back in our faces. What do we do then? Do we shut ourselves off from showing compassion at all? Showing love? Do we harness it? Do we focus it? Do we negate it? These are all questions that you're struggling with at this time. Can I have a clarifier for the devil, please? What is Cancer struggling with for the devil energy? 3 cards came out. Okay, Page of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. Page of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. This is actually, if I had to read these cards as a sentence or as a thought, this is exactly what I was just illustrating, right? Page of Cups is the energy of somebody who wants to give their cup of love or show their cup of love to somebody, offer it up to somebody. It can be a slippery slope because sometimes the page, you know, knows not what they do. and sometimes could potentially give that cup unwittingly to somebody that may not deserve it, may not reciprocate, but the heart is open with the Page of Cups, right? So if we want to have an open heart, and I want to point out here, right, he is kind of, it's a strange energy because here are his legs and here is a pig, right? There's with wings, that there's this expression when pigs fly, it's like illustrating something that could be impossible. And Spirit wants me to draw your attention to that. Sometimes we're looking at a situation that feels impossible. How can we show compassion to the world when the world is unable to show compassion in return? Is that actually true? Is that actually true? And then there's this Two of Pentacles where we're kind of wavering back and forth, shuttling back and forth between how we display that love, how we display our generosity to the world, right? Pentacles is earth energy. It's very grounded and rooted in the material world. So it's actual opening of doors. It's actual offering of help. It's actual displays of, not just displays, but follow through of people kind of connecting with one another. But the Two of Pentacles is this, you know, this wavering energy. We're trying to manage it all at the same time. But eventually something needs to be put down. We have to prioritize ourselves. So that's kind of where this comes in, right? It's like wanting to prioritize who I give my loving heart to, who I show my compassion to. Yeah, I'm seeing this orange kind of flowing, and I have a little Buddha crystal right there. I'm seeing the, in the United States, there are a group of monks that are walking. I believe they started in Texas, and they're walking towards Washington, D.C. on just everything on foot. And I think they're calling it the Walk for Peace or the March for Peace. I think it's the Walk for Peace. And the communities that they're walking through, because it's arduous, and they're walking in snow and ice right now. The communities of people that they're, you know, bringing out, they find themselves in tears because they're so, it kind of makes me want to cry actually. They're so inspired by these monks. They're just promoting peace. They're just walking to show their compassion. They could be experiencing fear. They could be experiencing physical hardship for sure, because most of them are older. It's hard on the body. It's hard on the emotional body, the mentality. Think of the rigor. And these monks are used to it, right? Because they meditate for hours and hours and hours at a time. They're disciplined people. They have to put their egos aside in order to show love and compassion to everyone. It's inspiring, but sometimes it seems like an impossible feat. And you find yourself kind of Five of Pentacles, left out in the cold, spiritually speaking. This is really hard work. Can I find compassion in others, in all? Me, personally, no, I can't. Not right now. That's why I'm in this energy. For you, it could look different, but I see this struggle. I see this struggle, you wanting to express love, but just, it's like I'm foiled every time I do it. And then I deal with this kind of crap. What can I do for myself is the next column. What can I do for myself? Really beautiful energy. Number 17, the Star. Don't give up on your hopes, wishes, and dreams. Don't put aside the magic that you found in the universe, because I know Cancers have seen it and felt it. Intuitively, you know that the universe is vast and that you were put here for a special purpose, and Spirit is saying, or showing, don't give up on those, that all the things that are important to you can still be important to you. You can, even with the hands clasped, it's like you can still look forward to those things. It may be tremendously difficult. Rally, Cancer, rally. This is for you. What can I do for myself? Don't give up on your dreams, hopes, and wishes. Right? And to clarify, beautiful, King of Swords, Gemini energy. Taking a discerning, intelligent, strategic, and practical way towards those hopes, dreams, and wishes, right? And I just want to point out, okay, hold on, right? In some of these cards here, look at all of these kind of thready energies here. It's beautiful, beautifully synchronous. The King of Swords does not mince words. He's a very good communicator. I want to also note how all of the animals are kind of gathered around him. I think that's a dragonfly, a bat, an owl, a raven. Some aspect of the animal world might be speaking to you that feels very important. If it's not your own familiar or an animal, a pet that you have, you could be getting messages from the divine through animals, birds landing on your windowsill, squirrels on your doorstep, deer in your front yard, something like that. Even the formation of the birds in the sky speaking to you. So with these two energies here, there's a kind of, I feel like a determination. What can you do for yourself? Keep going after your goals. You have a higher purpose here, and part of that is to continually reach for your authentic self. Continually working on reaching your authentic self. Expressing that authentic self. Despite what might be unfurling around you. Don't lose sight of the things that matter to you, and go after them with a kind of discipline and diligence. Can I get a clarifier for the Star, please? What is Cancer wishing for? What is Cancer setting out to do? This is for Cancer, messages for the lost. 2 cards came out. Oh, excuse me. Ace of Wands. Brand new, fiery, passionate beginnings. Third eye here, referenced, in tune. So in sync with our third eye, our intuition, our psychic ability, and actually doing something with it. And then the Empress shows up. My favorite card in the tarot. The Empress, the power of all 4 queens. The divine feminine. The master attractor. Do you see? Oh, how lovely this reading has just turned around. You can have, do, be anything that you want to be, Cancer. Spirit is showing it to me. It makes me feel good because I'm a Cancer, right? It makes me feel really good for all of us. And look, the world represented here. Every time you do something that fits into alignment with your authentic self, you help the world. Your authentic presence is helping the world at the same time that it helps you. I have this poster, or well, it's a sign up in my office at work. Heal thyself, heal the world. And I look at it every single day. It's important. What can I do for the world is the last column. 3 of Cups. Celebrate it. Not celebrate the chaos. Celebrate the human side, the humanity that you see every day. People helping one another. The walks for peace. Every day, everybody is struggling with that walk in their own life. Celebrate it whenever you see it, whether it's with friends, coworkers, family members. I'll give you an example. My mom, who is in her early 80s, right? It's tough being that age. This is the latter half of life. She came into my room the other day and told me she went to a drum lesson for the first time ever. And when I tell you this woman has been talking about taking drumming lessons and being the drumming grandma, she has been talking about it, I want to say, for like 25 years. She's been talking about it for a long time. And she just strolled up into my room and said, I walked into the music shop and I took my first drum lesson. And I was so happy for her. I was like, I will pay for these lessons. I'm so excited for you to be learning something new. You're never too old to learn something new, by the way. I was so proud of her because it's brave. It's brave to walk into a shop and just say, hey, how does this work? How much does it cost? Will I be any good at it? Does it even matter if I'm good at it? I just want to try. Right? I want to try. And the reward, it just made me so elated for her. And I celebrated it. It's like, is that gonna, cure a disease? No. But will it make my mom happy? Yeah. And her being happy, her being authentic, makes me happy, makes me want to support her, right? It's a beautiful cycle. Clarifying that, the Knight of Swords, so much to say, so much to express. You have so much to offer. And the Knight coming in here suggests that there is very fast movement, very earnest messages. See that bird in the sky? I told you, the birds have messages. They're carrying your messages. What is it that you want to say to the world, Cancer? I'm going to read from the book, number 52, Mending. Forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments. Each time we are hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration, we accumulate an unwanted burden. This keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal: the pain, the memories, the echoes of resentments, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of the old hurts in order to reclaim your power. Now is the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, and to make amends to others. Set yourself free. Amazing. Amazing. I'm with you, Cancer. Of course I am. That's your reading. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated. as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Cancer.